Residential Site Valuation and Cost Approach, page 14. Appraisal data. Site valuation, like all appraisal work, depends on collection and interpretation of data. In a market value assignment, this allows the appraiser to form an opinion of value based on what a typical person would pay for property as determined by examining the marketplace. Data collection is an important part of the appraisal process. Just as important is verification and analysis of the data. In fact, verification is one of the most important aspects of an appraisal. All data collected should first be verified for relevancy, accuracy, and reliability. Furthermore, the appraiser must update some data regularly to ensure that it is the most current available. A thorough appraiser will have a system to keep track of various sources he uses, such as online internet website, bookmarks, filing cabinets of sources, notebooks of data, etc. In a neighborhood data file, an appraiser might have census tracts on file along with a list of other information. This data bank would include such things as neighborhood boundaries, zoning, and price range of property in the area. Technology databases. Technology can efficiently help the appraiser perform routine tasks, compile data, process paperwork, and write reports. They also provide access to online information and databases as a means of collecting and verifying information. In addition, most public records and other public information can be obtained online, and still more information on building costs, economic trends, and real estate in general can be found on the internet. Plus, multiple listing services, MLS, from local real estate boards and other third-party information services are available online in most areas. Even with all of this technology, however, the responsibility for credibility of the data rests with the appraiser. Nothing can surpass the appraiser's own knowledge, experience, records, direct contacts, and personal inspection when sifting through various data sources. These data sources can be general data or specific data. General data usually cover forces that affect a property's value but are not directly related to a particular property. General data encompass all information that affects a particular area or region. This includes social trends and physical features, as well as information relevant to business and the housing market nationally and locally. For instance, economic trends and government policies. All of the four great forces that affect real estate come into play when looking at general data. Specific data cover all information relevant to the subject property itself. Specific data include such things as features of the site and improvements, as well as collected information for comparative purposes. For instance, comparable sales, cost data, income information. When we examine specific data in an upcoming section, there is a distinction made between subject data and comparative data. General data resources. General data resources cover some of the broad forces that affect value: physical, economic, governmental, and social. Remember PEGs. Appraisers must stay current on interest rate trends on a national level and must be up on business conditions affecting the economic base of an area. Changes in federal laws are as page 15 important as changes in local laws, particularly zoning. Demographic changes, population shifts, and buyer tastes on the national and local levels are all important. Physical and environmental changes and trends also come into play. General data resources can be subdivided into sources on the national and local levels, depending on the assignment. Further clarification may be needed on a regional, statewide, or city level. Appraisers must have ready access to general data information in a given region or area. An appraiser who is active in a particular area may not have to do this general assessment every time an appraisal is done. Rather, an appraiser regularly checks general data resources and updates files which contain facts and information relevant to the real estate markets where she does appraisals most often. Typically, appraisers use general data to spot trends such as: is the economy or perceptions of it generally favorable and thus conducive to more activity in the real estate market? What about interest rate trends? Are there new government regulations coming that might impact real estate? What demographic changes are taking place? Is the population growing or declining in the city/region? On the local level, the appraiser may need additional general information covering the economy and government, such as: is a local business looking to expand and add more jobs, or are layoffs coming? How stable is the economic base, and is it dependent on one primary industry, or are many sectors contributing to stability? Are there any growth plans for the city, and if so, in what direction? Are there any zoning changes that are likely to take place in the near future? An important component in many assignments regarding site analysis is identification of linkages and how this factor influences value. Linkage is the time-distance relationship to services between properties and services that people in the market rely on, such as schools, employment, and shopping, etc. Also considered is the availability and affordability of transportation. The concept could also relate to the efficiency of how products might be transported as well. General data sources used for watching these trends are typically government records, public records, and filings, magazines, newsletters, trade publications, and other sources the appraiser relies on because of timelines and accuracy. Market area. The broadest of all terms identifying the boundaries of a particular area. Market area takes into account the land uses and characteristics of typical market participants within the defined area. Meets and bounds system. A legal description that starts at an easily identifiable point of beginning, POB. Then describes the property's boundaries in terms of courses, compass directions, and distances, ultimately returning to the point of beginning. Neighborhood. A compilation of complementary land uses. Plat, a detailed survey map of a subdivision or other grouped lots of land recorded in the county where the land is located. Subdivided property is often called platted property, also called plat map. Extra notes: interest rate trends, government trends, what you can get from government census something tract. Do not let your license expire.